Hey, I'm Marcus and I'm playing Crusader Kings 3. And this man here, Petar Snasic, the Ban of Upper Bosnia, is completely unhinged. You can see it in the red of his eyes. You can see it in his gaze. He has a mission, and that mission leads him to do deadly things. So, before we do anything in the campaign, I will take some time going about like what happened, what transpired last time. And of course, I'm referring to the gruesome act of Petar here. Where do we have it? Well, they can see it. He is rivals and nemesis with lots and lots of people. And my hated nemesis, Banica Claudia of Slavonia, fatefully was executed. Yes. And that leads to more rivals and another nemesis in the leader of the Trpimirović family. Now, how did it get to that? And we will get to that in a moment. As you do recall, before Prvaneg became the Kralj of Croatia, he was but one of the other župans here. And back then, we did have a king that was called Krasimir. Let's go back into the Kraljevstvo and take a look. That's the claimants currently. That's interesting as well, but that's where I wanted to go. So, we have Prvaneg, of course, now. But then, there we had Krasimir IV, who was also called the Great, because he was one who kind of wielded authority over the whole of Croatia and created this system where below him we only had župans, basically, right? So there was a large divide between what was the kingly rule and then the lower count level rule. There was hardly anything in between, but the Banovina of Slavonia up here. And that one was led also by Trpimirović, but, and that's where we go to the dynasty map. Let's take a look. Where is it? How do we get there? Trpimirović and the dynasty tree. There we go. That's how we get here. And we do see that the side of Trpimirović, that are the Bans of Slavonia, are on that side of the family tree. Whereas on this main side here, we have Krasimir, and we had Stjepan, and now we have his teenage son Castamir, who is now leading the family, on the front at least, or de jure. But then we have the other part of the family here, and as you do see, they're not really cousins, because when we get back, we do see that this line here splits like 3 generations before, and that is when a former Kralj Stjepan here, who, let's take a look. Alright, that's not... help. Okay, I can't go into things. Okay, let's do it like this then. He died, as we do see here, in 997, so that's like about 100 years ago. And then he had 2 sons, apparently, and that was Svetoslav and Krasimir III. Interestingly, that was his older son, so the second son then inherited. And this line of Trpimirović here was unlanded, as you do see here, for 2 generations. And only then did Zvonimir evolve, and he became the Ban of Slavonia. Now, as we remember, Zvonimir was quite the capable man. He was a very good administrator. It doesn't reflect that anymore in his stats here, but while he was alive, of course as a dead man he's not that good as a governor, but while he was alive he was actually very good at what he was doing. So that is where we are. Well, where we were when he was alive, but he had these 4 children here. And his daughter, Claudia, here became the Banica after him. Now it's his son, actually, who was taken over. And that side here was favored to take over the kingdom or the Kraljevstvo of Croatia, should the Kralj die. And die he did. But Zvonimir was not the one to take over. In fact, it was his nephew, Stjepan. And that happened due to several reasons. If you recall me looking at these lines of succession and so, I noticed that Stjepan was the one that was promoted by Krasimir. So there was intent there. And when we do see the family tree, that makes total sense, right? Because you want to always keep things in the close family. That's how, like, medieval kingships work, right? It's better to have your, I don't know, no good nephew become king than your very, very distant cousin, because that would shake up the whole family here, and then you have it like on his side of things, and then you never get it back, basically. Right? So that's probably was Krasimir's intent here, to have this pass on to Stjepan, and then maybe his own son, Damian here, when he comes of age, he would have been the one to take the kingdom over. That didn't happen, and Stjepan died early. Now, as we do know, Stjepan here is a very tragic figure. As we do see here, he was 42 and already he was infirm. He was weak of body. I would say not really weak of mind, but weak of body, and that kind of really got to him. As we do see, he became melancholic, and that led to his tragic demise. And so now when he died, there really wasn't anyone left to take over, right? Damian was a child back then, Casimir was a very small boy, so there was no way the Trpimirović could continue. But again, none of this side here actually took over. Again, probably because Claudia here was the only one that was an adult at the time. Radovan here was not yet an adult, I think. So there you have it. That's the kind of situation in the background that we have. Now, there are a lot of questions for me, and that is, like, how did Stjepan fare when he was king, and what happened at his passing? And I'm not the only one that was asking these questions. Another person that was asking these questions is our good Petar here. As we do see, he obviously does have a lot of rivals, lots of enemies. That much is true. But we do see here, Stjepan was his friend. So that was his close friend, someone he was working with and probably wanting to be on the throne as well. And now that he's dead, he is like in some kind of limbo, right? He's not really our man. He is, of course, not someone to work with the current Trpimirović, at least not the then dominant Trpimirović in Slavonia. So what did he do? Of course, what everyone would do, and that is become bitter. Take to the bottle and plan your own revenge. And that is what he did. He, as we know, he probably abducted Claudia, right? So he must be a schemer. He is. There we go. Very good one, because he has the abduct scheme perk. So that's a bit further down the schemer path. And that's what he did. He abducted Claudia, took her captive for some time before eventually killing her. So we would assume that maybe in that time he tried to get some information out of her. And that information was likely, why did Stjepan die? Right? I guess for Petar it couldn't be. It couldn't be that his good friend and the one that he put all his hopes in would take his own life so early. But he probably thinks that happened due to pressure from that side of the family. Because in Petar's mind, right, he is a vengeful guy, wrathful guy, greedy guy, an opportunistic man. He would project, as humans do, right? We always project ourselves onto others and think others do the things that we would do. So he projects his own personality on others. and especially on Claudia. As we do see here, Claudia was a very kind soul, in fact, right? She was just, generous. She was a zealous person, industrious. She just wanted to work with people. We did see that with Prvaneg. She was a good friend of Prvaneg's, and they worked together splendidly. But in Petar's mind, she must have been behind Stjepan's demise, and that is what got to him, and that in the end led to this whole tragic affair here. Now, where does this get us? We are at a point in time where Prvaneg, as we do see here, is in poor health. He's aging, and it is very likely that he will die within the next months. He does have a son, of course, that is Josip. And Josip would be the one to currently inherit the Kraljevstvo, as we see here. Now, Josip very much is on the Petar side of things. Not quite the same, but similarly. He's greedy as well. He's opportunistic. Cynical, like his father, but I guess more in a sinister direction. And he's brave. He fears nothing. Now, I like to see brave not as this kind of chivalric trait in this case, but rather that is his personality. He's a risk taker. Opportunistic in a way that he would go for things that where he kind of wants to exploit weakness, but never afraid to take what he wants. Now that's his premise, and we will get to him when we play him. But we are still Prvaneg here, and I guess, and I wrote that in the comments on YouTube, when he came into this position, and I was just about to call it an office, but it is not really an office, isn't it? Being the Kralj means that you are a ruler by the grace of God and chosen from your peers, and the longer people stay in power, the more they cling to it. You can see it all across history, right? Whenever there's a leader from maybe a populist movement or any kind of egalitarian movement even. Whenever people come into power, they will cling to power and they want to stay there. So I think that much would be true for Prvaneg as well. And he has set up his family in a way that they dominate the Dalmatian coast, which is the economic powerhouse inside of Croatia, right? So that's what he built up here. And that is what he can pass on to his son. And that will secure their dominance over Croatia, at least for the next generation. But as some of you have already pointed out, there are indeed others that could follow in that path. And that is, of course, when we go back to... let's go back to the family tree. Now, of course, we do have Damian, who has grown up. And interestingly, he was raised at Prvaneg's court, right? And as you do see here, he is vengeful, he is greedy as well. He is someone who definitely wants to have the power that was lost. As we do see here, he's also like very, very strong. He's Titan-born. The sheer power Damian wields feels larger than life. He's an imperious man, possesses an unshakable sense of his own authority. And he would like to think that he is just, right? These kind of things spoil it a little, but he would believe that he is just in doing what he wants. Now, apart from that, skill-wise, not the best one, right? Not that high learning here, or diplomacy, or intrigue for that matter. So I would believe that Josip here, when he comes into power, he would like to work with Damian. Does he have a relationship with him? No, there's no friendship or anything. Does he have friends? Right, he has us. And of course now Petar is the rival, which kind of makes Petar this really, really tragic figure, right? He wanted to find some form of justice for the suicide of his friend. Sorry, I don't think I'm allowed to say that word in YouTube. We'll get demoted or whatever. Of his friend, and the only way that he could perceive that would have taken place is by other means, and that means outside agents. And what he did was to now prompt the whole Trpimirović family to go against him, and there's really no choice for them, right? Even though that is the part of the family that is the bit, the distant cousins and so on, they are still Trpimirovićs. And in this society here, you can't just let go of something like that. Impossible. That was a plain murder. And for someone like Kastimir here, who's growing up, kind of powerless, really, just being the head of this family that currently means nothing. He is kind of confined to that palace that they still have, that is somewhere on the Dalmatian coast as well. But there he is, growing up, I guess with his sisters, I guess with some former staff. He does not have that many courtiers, as we can see here. So not that many people around. And he is instilled with these thoughts of, you've been wronged, and this terrible man did something to your family. As we do see here, probably by himself he would not go down that path necessarily. He is brought up to be just. I guess that is some kind of house thing, right? Vengeance. There we go. Vengeful, just, and sadistic traits. Okay. So that's his thing. But he's also fickle, honest even, a charming guy, forced to go into intrigue when we do see that he's not built for that. Really not built for that. So there we go. Kind of, being his own contradiction, not as effective as he could be. So he's here. He does have a claim, of course, to Croatia, as does Damian. Right, both of them have pressed claims, though he would be closer to power because people see him as the son of the last Kralj, right? Damian is the son of the Kralj before the last Kralj. And that's the kind of situation we're finding ourselves in. We still have the other part, the other side of the family here, with Radovan now leading that family side. He is, as we do see here, a deceitful man, also very elegant in how he behaves, and outwardly or even inwardly zealous, also trying to be just, but having his own means for achieving that. He, I guess, of course, is also now rivals with Petar. That's the only thing that brings them together, I think, currently. Apart from that, you do see he has no claims to the kingship. He is outside of that scope. But he would, everyone around him probably would still think about what his father was meant to be. That while Zvonimir was alive, people were talking about him being the next Kralj and the best possible Kralj when it came to his ability. I think when it came to his governor efficiency, Zvonimir was even better than Prvaneg. So there we go. And he is now of age, of course. He still is not married. As we do see here, he's actually not that much into women. That would not be, or would not have been such a big problem, I guess, at the time. For him, he would just feel a bit weird. Like, why does everyone like women when I don't? But he will marry at some point. He will also probably have children. So that line here is likely to continue. Also through the other son, Stjepan here, as we do see, named after the then Kralj. And of course, there is Božena, currently a bit roughed up. I'm not sure what happened there. I think she doesn't even have rivals. So no brawling at the wedding of the century. So I'm not sure what went on there. She is a bit of an odd person. It's kind of contradictory in what she's doing. Being compassionate on the one side, vengeful on the other. being eccentric and vain. I think she is not very much concerned about politics or what's going on here. As we do see, she's not rivals with Petar, right? She's even if he killed her older sister, she's not that much concerned. I guess she will just want to be the next queen of Croatia, and she's heading there. Of course, she's also pregnant currently. So there we go. Of course, friends with Josip. So the two of them are an item. Right. And where does this lead us looking forward? Well, there could be some kind of uprising, some kind of Trpimirović uprising coming, but we will see. We will see it when we get there. So I think what Josip will try to do is try to contain that and try to find something that he can do for Damian, maybe to give him some kind of role inside the Kraljevstvo that satisfies him, at the same time leaves him out of power, out of real power. I guess that's going to happen. And then, of course, we have the other side here that he will try to work with, because he's now allied to them. And that will be very important for him, right? To have this divide inside the Trpimirović going forward. And, right, yeah, that's where we currently are. So there we go. The Trpimirović family tree, that is telling us a lot about what's going on currently in the Kraljevstvo. Right, okay. There we go. There is Prvaneg. And as I said, like, he is not in good health. He is still presiding over his family, though. And as we do see, we do have a dynasty legacy that we can choose. And the first one that I picked was here, rightful rulers. And that made sense at the time. Like in roleplay terms, also, of course, in mechanical terms. Because that is what they needed. Control growth and popular opinion. When it comes to the other ones here, I've run through it, and there's really nothing I would take, but, and I will get to that in a moment, but as you can see here, the bureaucracy path is, yeah, kind of nice, I guess, with monthly influence plus 10%, governor efficiency plus 5%, and so on. But as you do see, it heads down this path where you would really stay inside the administrative system. And as you do know, that's not kind of what I planned, what I've planned for this playthrough. I wanted to head in a very different direction. But then, yeah, looking down to the others here, I guess Gusic weddings would make sense in that we've already had one now. So that's kind of like what they are currently doing. Then, yeah, there's law. It's a very boring one, a very standard one that people often choose, or maybe I often choose it, because it's very convenient. I like to do hunts, I like to do feasts, and now they're cheaper. And it also gives you some popular opinion, and we always need that with the people on the Dalmatian coast. And I guess from a roleplay sense, from a roleplay perspective, it makes sense, because that is how Prvaneg acted for most of his life, being fair to the people that he governed and trying to do what's best for them. I guess I will choose this one. Just makes the most sense for me. There we go. Right. Since it's a week since I picked this up, we'll just quickly go through other things here and see what we are currently at. Oh yeah, by the way, I probably wrote something down that I wanted to do. So let me just wait a second while I boot up my Notepad++. There we go. Whenever I play, I do this little debrief afterwards where I look into what's happening, what has currently happened, and so on, and then I try to find out what I can do next. Okay. So, I've written down some things, and then first of all, that is what is happening in the HRE? ? They do have another Italian Kaiser, and that is a woman, a girl. How did that happen? I am not sure. I'm not sure what happened there. I don't think that was intentional. Or maybe we're at a point again where the powerful people in the Reich kind of want to control it by themselves. So they choose one they think is weak as Kaiser, so they can do their own thing. I'm guessing that would be the case. Then again, I just talked about the Dalmatian coast and how Prvaneg set it up to be this kind of economic background to the wealth and the power of the Gusic. And we have this case here of Mokro. Now, in Mokro, as we do see here, we can actually build wayside shrines. That would be the last part of the oath that Prvaneg took. Now the thing is, he's not going to fulfill it. He's going to die before it actually happens. But I would like to think that Prvaneg still wanted to fulfill his oath. That is something that he swore, right? So that would be important to him. So that's what we do. There we go. And when it comes to Mokro, really, it currently is part of Zahumlje. There we go. And Zahumlje, apart from that, is this kind of mountain Banovina that is in between the Dalmatian coast and the Bosnian lands here. And I think what he would try to do, and that's probably what he would tell his son that they would like to achieve, is to integrate Mokro long-term into the Banovina of Dalmatia. Right, that is currently Dalmatia here. Just has these 3 Županias. And yeah, it would make total sense to have Mokro added to that. So we would have like the whole Dalmatian coast is Dalmatia. Yeah, we do see that, by the way, we do have Ragusa here. And that one is still in the hands of the last struggling Kniaz here, Lubisav of Duklia, who is going nowhere. And yeah, I guess that would be one of the very first things Josip would do, is get this for Croatia. Oh, we're not there yet. Let's not talk about the future. Okay, so just also written down something about the things that we just talked about. So let me see if I mentioned everything. Right. What I would like to highlight again is like Prvaneg and how he got into power. Obviously chosen by the nobility in a time of instability to lead the reforms that were needed. And we do see that he led a lot of reforms, right? Creating all the different Banovinas and making sure that they are distributed to the individual powerful families. But yeah, he was not meant to be forming a royal dynasty. He was meant to let go of it at some point. But then, yeah, the events that we saw, it kind of led to this, really. What I wrote down is that when Stjepan died, for me it was some kind of Alexander the Great moment. Like, he obviously was not Alexander the Great, but when Alexander died very early on in his life, and from the perspective of an ancient historian, I would say that he probably inflicted that on himself. There's this kind of talk about like he had a fever or something. He was a very heavy drinker, so he would have drunk a lot of alcohol every day with his guys, and that his liver probably gave out, so that was why he died in the end, most likely. So when he died here, Stjepan, there was this power vacuum somewhat, and the families inside of Croatia kind of, each wanted to take their part, and they could only agree on Prvaneg because otherwise they probably would have slaughtered themselves. I think that's kind of the situation that we found ourselves in. Now, there we go. Yeah, so Josip would likely end up the next king because the Trpimirović can't decide who their own candidate would be, right? I mean, everyone, when we look around, right, there is Stresinja here. Deceitful man, purposeful, wrathful, friends with us, and Castimir, but not much else. He also has his own game going. Of course, he is the widower of Claudia. And that's not his child with Claudia. I think that's his child from, the beginning of the game, so there's no real mother to it. He does have children with Claudia, though. And he would like to see his interests furthered. So he's another snake at court, right? Then, of course, we have Petar, completely unhinged, trying to... I don't think at this point he even knows what he's trying to do anymore. He's just... he's famously coming back from this pilgrimage here. And while he was on the pilgrimage, Claudia died, was executed. And I guess that was on purpose somehow. Then, of course, we have Josip, who is prepared to take over. Also not a nice guy. I think the only really nice person we have here is Ugra of Lower Bosnia. Look at him being nice. He's a humble man, he's calm, he's temperate, he's nurturing. He just wants to have his bit. His land where he can do his best and be a kind and good ruler. And bless his heart. He's, I guess he will survive because no one really is after Lower Bosnia. But there you go. All right. Yeah, of course I wrote down the whole thing with Petar and Stjepan and how he believes that was a plot. Right. And his concerns would have turned into blind hatred over time. There we go. We do have another son here, Voinomir. Now he's 10 years old, so might be a bit early, but we know that Prvaneg is running out of time, and he would like to find a good match for him that would kind of bring some noble house here into the Gusic sphere. And I did see that Ugra does have a daughter, Kumika. There we go. Is that the one that I wrote down? Yes. So we could offer the two of them marry. And I guess we would... Where are we then? We'll do this by age. There we go. Right, he's acceptive of that. I guess we could ask for another grand wedding. I guess we won't have another grand wedding anytime soon, and we do have the resources to go for it. So, I guess we could just send the proposal. We could choose the grand wedding at the time if it fits us anyway. So that's what he does. Right. So, I don't think there's anything currently that we would do about the Petar situation. Not really that much we can do. Of course, we can go berserk, revoke his appointment. There we go. He might even accept that. But where is that leading? Right? That creates another power vacuum here, right in the center of Croatia. And then who would take over, really? Do we give that the Morosini, right? the Italians that we still not very sure how they even got here in the first place. There we go. Do we want them to have that much power? Question mark. I'm not sure we want to. It's also like Petar doesn't really have anyone to take over his lands, right? So it will fall back to us anyway once he dies, and he is in bad health. So that's something to keep in mind. I guess Prvaneg is currently wearing this nice scale armor here that he wore when he rode into battle. But yeah, he's not going to do that anymore. So I guess what we can do is already give it to... there we go, to Josip. There he goes. And yeah, I guess, do we need to do anything about this? We currently try to befriend other ones. We have a political screen. We could challenge his status, if that means anything. That would take away some of his influence, and I guess that would be a means to contain him somehow. So I guess it's more of a symbolical thing, but I'll do it anyway. I have auto-invite agents, so yeah. Or gonna just look into it and see who would actually take part in this. I guess, yeah, our son is eager to do that, our wife as well. And then when it comes to socialites, we could ask Strezinia to do that. Or even be a bureaucrat, that would be even better, right? And amanuensis, okay. We don't have the best options here, really, and we don't have that much... I guess we have prestige that we can use. So I guess we could ask him for our good prestigious word. Oh, there you go. George. Isn't he someone I wanted to let go of? Nah, I'll come back to that in a moment. And now, when it comes to those here, and those are always the most important to me because I want things to move fast. Yeah, I guess we take Strezinia in this position. It takes up a lot of prestige. And then I guess I have 50%. So there would be nice to have some more here. But if we don't take either of them, who would then be in that position? There's not really something else we can choose here. Let's put him in that position and let's see what else we get. So of course we do have... Maybe he would be willing to join. Maybe we will get him to join. Otherwise we have the other George, our big man. So yeah, let's put her in that position. And I guess for now we can pick him. That's good enough, I think. There we go. That'll be a good setup, I think. Right. I'm not done yet, sorry. Before we can start, finally. I wanted to invite people because I can. I guess I can invite someone because currently we don't have a wet nurse, but we still have children and other children at court. So I guess we would like to look for a healthy woman that can take over that position. And here we have Blanca. Who is strong. I guess she would fit. She would be a good fit. So there we go. She's cheap, right? She doesn't want anything. So we're not spending coin on her. That's Prvaneg for you. Always looking for something he can get for free. Then, right, can invite other people. I think I saw someone here that was quite interesting. Or did I? Did I? White characters. Or was that invite to court? Alright, okay. The other option here, invite characters as guests, I guess. No, also not. Maybe you should disappeared from there. Okay. I wrote something down, but it's not there anymore, so I guess. Right, what I always forget is to get rid of the wartime, what would you call these here? Thingies. The things that I turn on when we're at war. Don't currently need that. Then we could actually look into currently managing domain. Maybe we could... No, we don't need that one as well. Could let them handle the estate and get more influence that way. I guess that's a good thing. We'll just quickly check if our control is still good. Yes, it is. So we don't need it. Yeah, I kind of did see that we have this eparch position here that we cannot choose anyone for, right? And I guess that's the game silently not allowing it because this is reserved for Emperor tier administrative systems. So we just can't use it. It's there, but it's not there. Well, we have to deal with it. Right. Let me just check. We have a better tutor around. We know him. That's Blagoje, the scholar. Found him, I think, on the road. He was blind, not knowing where to go. And I guess Basile here is busy enough with being bishop. Right, and then we finally have courtiers. I guess I could use the other overview here. That are a bit useless. Let's look at the sum of all skills and that go to the bottom. Of course, children are a bit useless. Dragoslava here. Could we... Oh no, we cannot ask her to take the vows because we don't have piety. Okay. Yeah, Blagoje is not that great because he's very single-minded. That's his thing. I guess Luitpold here is someone that we don't need at this point, right? He was there because we thought we needed him, but then we didn't. And now he's just taking up space. He's also a lowborn, so yeah, we don't risk anything by throwing him out. And I wanted to throw out George, but now he's helping us in that scheme here, so we're fine. The other one, there's two Georges, right? So we have... our good George, that's him, that's the big man. And then we have that George, and he's a bit weird. But I guess useful, so he can stay. He can just stay. Oh yeah, and I wanted to offer our son some help by sending a Borko over. He could be a good... spy master if we needed one. Alright, yeah. I still have that befriend scheme going with Radovan. I don't think I need that anymore. So I can abandon that one. And yeah, while he's still around, I think in Prvaneg's nature is to do something. He can't just not do something. So even in bad health and so on, he would still try to do something useful. So we might as well learn some Greek from Elias here, who's still stuck around, who created that piece of armor for us, like very good armorsmith. And there we go. I did see that when it comes to decisions, there's the decision to form the Illyrian kingdom. Many centuries ago, we settled in these lands under the suzerainty of the Romans. Much has changed since then. As Roman rule over Illyria slowly vanished, we established many disparate tribal entities, such as Rashka, Croatia, and Saclumia. But divided, we are weak. The time has come to reunite our people under a single Illyrian banner. Now, that would concern... let me go. We have to... what am I talking about? We, let me take a look. We need to own the de jure parts of Illyria. Okay, no, that's not what we do have here. There was something like... Ah, there we go. You completely control the region of Dinaria. There we go. So that is what we would need. And we kind of nearly are there. I think that includes Croatia and Serbia. Maybe that's an aspiration for Josip. I guess it's not that easy, given that we will have to fight the Byzantine Empire to get these lands. But should they achieve that, should the Gusic be able to achieve that, then they would overcome their kind of sketchy background. No one would talk about the Trpimirovics anymore if they become kings of Illyria. Right? So, yeah. There we go. That would be... let me just check. No, that's not de jure part of it. But Istria, right, that would become de jure if we formed that kingdom. Alright, okay, I guess. Right, I guess that's it, right? That's everything I wrote down. We are 45 minutes in. I think that's fine. So, yeah, let's begin. I'm hesitating for a moment here because I did not do a test. I did not do a test little video before I started. So hopefully this is recording. If not, I'll be very upset. We'll get there. We'll get there. Okay, so I guess we can just go and see what's happening. Right, she has joined our court. That means we can... Yeah, she's average, at least. Right, that's about as good as it gets, usually. Very hard to find someone that's good or even excellent in that position. Right, okay, the betrothal is through. That's good. Or we can make love to our wife. I guess we should do that one final time. There we go, she's still shaken with lust when he heaves his ailing, massive frame into the bedroom. It's like, huh, what a man. Right, Blanca arrives. Anything we can do with our estate, by the way? No, not really. I guess we could add something here. Then I don't exactly know what we would add. I guess it's fine. Okay, so our son, there you go, as current steward, is looking after the treasury. I guess we trust his judgment at this point. Keep the allocations the same. What were the allocations? That's right. That's in here, right? Or is it? Budget laws. Ah yeah, there we go. That's a 35 salary, 55 military, and he asks for 55 salary and 35 military. I'm not sure. I think that this is the better kind of handling of the state currently, given that we had so much wars. No, we keep the allocations the same. Thank you very much. You can do things your way when you come into power, but yeah. I could exchange hostages with the Trpimirović family. That would be our daughter, Ekaterina. Will that be something that we do, just to make sure we ensure peace? I guess we could do that. Because yeah, we need to make sure the succession goes smoothly. That is everything that Prvaneg currently is concerned about. Right. Relationship improved. Plus 20% actually, that's good. Right. Just see what the status is currently. Cordial. And I guess we're on the way to even better. Huh? Okay. So that was a thing that happened. Okay, but there wasn't any like really plus 100% thing that we usually get. So okay, it's not that deep into the relationship. Whoop! What happened here? We inherited Bribia. All right. I guess. Not someone important. But I think there was a friend of ours, wasn't it? That died there. Yeah, we need to find someone else to take over here. But yeah, it's that thing again where we can't really give it to someone that's from our court or anything. That's a bit disappointing. So we can only say, okay, we can put another noble of Croatian culture in there. I guess that's what we do. Well, I guess we didn't pick the worst. Although we picked someone that's in poor health. So there we go. Milivoy. Marshal increased by 2. Yeah, I guess long-term goal would still be to adopt feudal ways. That would be what I would want to do. Need 1,000 treasury for that. That's not that difficult to achieve. But I just wanted to wait a generation. I think that would be too much if Prvaneg would achieve that. I still would want to go for it. I've tested some mods that make feudalism a bit more attractive. So we would also have an estate when we go feudal, and we will have blocks, just like in Japan. It's a very nice mod that enables all these features that you have for feudal Japan, and now you would have them for feudal, normal European feudal societies as well. Okay. Is there anything else that we can do at this point? I guess we could already look into upgrading. Right, that one is at... oh yeah, okay, that needs more. Success chance. Right, I guess we do have... Every Banovina at least has some provincial army now. That's good. I guess the Kraljev can have another one. I think I said I wanted something like pikemen. Didn't I say that? Oh, what do we have here? Wants to forge a mace. Now, I don't think I had a weapon. No. Does Josip have a weapon? No. So, yeah, that's a good idea. Very competent. I see. Yep. There you go. Yeah, and there's the resources dwindling. Of course, I don't want to spend everything now, because I, of course, want Josip to have some coin when he takes over to do what he needs to do, and that is hold a coronation. You know, all these kind of things. Wants to forge a crown. That is something that we would need, right? Or do we need that? Ooh! Ta-da! I guess that's not a question anymore. Ah, he has died, finally. Kralj Prvaneg of Croatia has found peace in Christ's embrace at 64 years of age. He died of old age. A conscientious man, he was renowned for his excellent skills as a steward and a ruler. Yes, that was what he was renowned for. Finally, the game saying something that actually is right. Kralj Josip ascends to the throne, blessed with an abundance of friends. Okay, Josip is likely to find support for his rule. There is his abundance of friends. I guess he's friends with his sister, then with his courtier here, and with his wife. At least, yeah, at least he has that side of the, I guess at least to a degree, of the Trpimirović. Okay, let's see what we can do. All packed and proper. Yes, we are leaving. We are leaving Blagai here and go to Zadar. Yeah, gained some artifact claims, in fact. Okay. The Vojislavjević house banner. Why do we have a claim to that? I guess that's the one that we got... right, he inherited it, right? He got it back. But now we have a claim to it. Okay. Yeah, I got these things. Let me just check here. Right, we already had a crown. So that was not something that we desperately needed. Okay, we have this milk tooth here. I guess that's not something that we need. Bit embarrassing, really, to carry around with. So maybe let's like get rid of it quietly. Let's get these things in order. Always like to have that sorted. Yeah, that's actually quite nice. Oh yeah, the rubbing. Oh, good old rubbing. Let's take the rubbing. Oh yeah. You have lost the patronage of the Knights Templar Holy Order. Okay. Why? Uh-huh. They are there. That is part of Croatia, though, is it? Anyways. Right. New Realm Priest. Yeah, Basil, we know him, of course. Not on the bright side is our Basil, but he has been useful. And those are the artifact claims. Can I just demand them flat out? And will accept. Okay. Yeah. I guess that's very much a Josip thing to do. We will get to again like how I'm going to play him, but I think that's very much a Josip move. If someone's weaker than you, then put pressure on them. There we go. All right, okay, what is his focus really? I guess with his stats and him being greedy and opportunistic and so on, I don't see anything in here but the wealth focus. Oh, he has this, like, that's not, no. Like, can use the claim throne scheme against your liege. We don't have a liege. I guess maybe that's kind of in preparation for should something happen and he would not be Kralj. And that's the route he could go. But no, wealth focus, that is his thing. That is definitely what he would want to go for. Okay, so we need to pick a new steward. Yeah, I guess makes total sense to bring Radovan to court. Really doesn't like us, the man, right? He does not like us. So doesn't Petar. And he's currently in the spy master position, so that's not good. Alright, he's a claimant. Aha. Zavorje. Alright. I see. Am I going to give that to him? Just to appease him. I don't think we terribly need it. Of course, he has been kind of the ruler of these lands. As you do see, it hardly makes any tax. I guess the other ones don't either. Alright, no, there's not even anything there. That's just a plus 21. Still control low. Still low control. How about that one? Black Eye. Yeah. Similar. Here is where the money is. That's not where the money is. Does it make sense, though, to put to give that to him? Because then it will be, I guess, attached to the Banovina of Upper Bosnia. I'm not sure how this is going to work. Like, when he dies, someone else will take over the Banovina, but that doesn't mean someone will also have any lands outside of that Banovina. Not sure. I am not sure. At this point, do we really need his support? It's difficult. It's really difficult because he's not yet crowned. And I guess when he is crowned, he wants to make sure everyone stays in line. What's Zavorje anyway? We don't need it. And he is going to die anyway, right? And when he dies, we will get his stuff. So, how about you just take it? Oh, I can't give it to him. You cannot grant another character. Governors cannot be granted additional titles of their highest held tier. I see. We can't. I'm very sorry, Petar. I can't. What are we doing here? Swaying Grgur? Why do we want to sway Grgur? He's just my court here. Kubesha here is still our physician. Yeah, he's still fine. I guess he was the physician. And yeah, swaying him would have made sense. I guess we'll just keep him in the back of our heads. We know that he's there. We definitely need to distribute something, as we do see here. We are very much out of our own scope when it comes to control of domains. That one here is a city holding in Morocco, so that one does not currently have a ruler. Let's pick one again. No, we're quite decent actually. Quite decent. Knez Peta. And now we have 7, so we need to get rid of 3. And I guess that would be these 3 here. Do we already... No, I can't. I can't give the Banovina to someone because I want to wait until I can integrate Morocco into Dalmatia. Let me just check. Expand Duchy. Morocco. There we go. I do not fulfill all the requirements. Held for 5 years. And I must be illustrious. I guess that's not that difficult. So yeah. We must have held it for 5 years. Does that reset? Do I have to hold it for 5 years? Ah, damn it. So somewhere around 94. We can think about doing that. Alright. Yeah, I guess the Peta is a problem now. I guess I could try to sway him, but that takes time. Can't imprison him. Ingratiating his family would be very hard. Huh? What would that do? He would not like that. Who knows? I guess, yeah, that's something that Josip would avoid right now. Picking a fight within the kingdom when he's not even yet crowned, that could invite foreigners to intervene. Take what they want. But what else? What else can I do, really? I guess he could just say, yeah, well, he will come to the coronation, he will do his worst, but I will not care because the other ones here are working in my favor. Yeah, I guess that's what you would think. So let's get rid of Peta. Let's get rid of him. And in that position here, we need someone that we can trust. We can put our friend Duimus in. There we go. Let's keep the others here because we need their support. Sterzinia has a good relationship with us. That's interesting. Not friends, but I guess that's because the opinion of predecessor is a +6 at least. Yeah. Friend's heir. Alright, I am the friend's heir, yeah, because he was friends with Prvaneg. Do we need to raise control somewhere? Alright, the land's up here. Right, okay, so let's find something. Maybe we could even give that to him. Right? He's not bad when it comes to his stewardship. So maybe you can just say, okay, you can take... Alright, we can only ever... Yeah, we cannot do more than one. I can't do that either. Okay. Oh yeah, but anyway, I want to have him in a position somewhere. And I guess that is our former seat here, so that's an important region for us. Yeah, so I will grant that to Duimus. There we go. And the other ones here, I will also look for people that... yeah, I think I can trust. Theodore comes to mind, of course. He... has been a loyal servant, but he's also Seneschal, Master of the Hand. Do I have someone else at court that can do this? I do. I do, actually. And as we do see here, very loyal man. Like, he is someone that we can trust. So there we go. Right. Yes. He is no longer this and that. I know. And then finally... Livno here. guess we could just give that to our wife. I don't think he needs her. He terribly needs her at his side. It's not like she's adding so much to it. Yeah, it's like a +1 on every other stat, so I don't think that's that important. Maybe give her something that she can, like, that she's not in the way. I mean, they are friends, or that they are friendly, but still, I think Josip could think that she might be someone that meddles when she feels like it. So maybe just give it to her. Alright, there we go. So now we're back at 4 holdings. Treasury does not look that good. Or it must be said. Okay, so that's already something to work towards. At least we have a surplus here when it comes to our own income versus the treasury. I can station men-at-arms. These are all unstationed. That one is currently stationed in Zadar. That's our light footman. I guess that could stay the same. Where does that one come from? Anyway, I'll take it, but I don't know. I'm not sure where it comes from. Let's put it in Kanin. Let's have these bowmen here guard Mokro. They don't get anything out of it, but that's fine. Same with them. Let's just have them in split. So I guess they are all distributed. Can create an accolade. Maybe we'll look into that at some point. We can negotiate alliances. There we go. And here's the big one. He's currently in a war. Attacking Queen Maria of Hungary. I don't want to be part of that war. But, and there she is, right? I guess the opportune thing to do would be to wait until either side wins and then ally ourselves with them. That's the Josip way of doing things. But we can already negotiate an alliance with our brother-in-law, Guy of Calabria. Yeah, I guess he's part of that too. Alright, yeah, so we will wait and see what happens here. And then, oh yeah, it's now potential alliances only now anyway. Okay, so they don't like that we have an ally now, so there you go. Huh? That's just her? Hostage. Why do they not want that now? Oh, they would. Okay, I'm already sending one, so that's where, yeah, okay. The heir is not next in line for the Kralevstvo. Yeah, I know. That is our daughter here. She will inherit the Gusic family. I guess before the wife leaves, we can just lie with her. There we go. So, stress relief. I guess she's wounded, but just not wounded in that capacity, I guess. Can offer a hostage to the Basileus. I guess I could. I don't need that right now, because I don't think he will attack us while he is having his internal war here. So, very good when it comes to that. Oh yeah, and we need to, first of all, get to Zadar. That's quite important. Doop. But then we would think about... oh yeah, there we go. There are whispers about the tales and deeds of my father, illustrious Kralj Prvaneg, everywhere I go. Near or far, it seems there is nobody who has not heard his name. I wonder, will I always stay in the shadow of my father, or will I be able to achieve as much fame in my life as him? How high will I be able to climb? Yeah, I guess he would not be humble when it comes to that. Like, he will not be like, I'm in the shadow of my father. No. He will make his own mark. That's definitely what he wants. Gordana, my courtier, asks for a word amidst the tumult of the succession. My lord, before his passing, Kralj Prvaneg commissioned my work. I was in the middle of forging a mace for him. The work has already begun, and it would be a shame not to complete it. In that case, the work will continue. Definitely want a mace. Like, he's a, powerfully built man. You could use a mace. Why are we that bad here? Only 4 base, I see. I'm honored by the request, of course you are. Now. Not sure why they wouldn't do that now, but again, we just wait for them to figure out their little civil war. While traversing the hilly terrain of Zaklumia, your party discovers a vibrant Kula, a defensive tower unique to this region. I think I had this event before, right? The locals, proud of their ingenious defensive strategies, invite you to explore the Kula. The structure's vibrant exterior, adorned with various shades of ochre and blue, hides a complex interior filled with secret passages and traps. Simon, a resident of the area, offers to guide you through the tower, explaining the intricate defensive mechanisms and the history of the Kula. He's a funny guy, right? Tall and lanky, and a bit, doesn't have that much to eat, I guess. Who built this? And more importantly, who paid for it? I guess that's the one I would choose. Just picking the, not because it's the 100% option, but yeah, it's a greedy option, and that's what interests him the most. Yeah, glory is widely known. There you go. And there we are. We've got back our little banner here. Yes, we'll put it on the wall over there. It comes back to Court Grandia. That's where we currently are. So I guess we're fine. Right. I guess we could dial it down a little. Because we're currently... our treasury is not that great. That being said, I would like to be at level 5. Level 5 is nice. And we don't have that many other artifacts here that would give us... that would give us Court Grandia. We go on. Oh, the martial contest. As we pass through the market in Cetina, we hear a loud yell and stumble into an ongoing tussle between 2 men, tightly observed by a group of people. The crowd cheers profusely as one of them is swept off his feet, face planted solemnly in the dirt, thus concluding the match. "Who's next?" the man yells into the crowd, and his eyes land on our group. At my side, Georgis snorts in response to the challenge. Yeah, I guess he's not going to do it. I mean, he is brave, of course, yeah, but he's not stupid. And no, he's actually very adaptable and opportunistic. He is not a weak man to exploit, so we can just send George, and he will do the trick for us. There you go. And the wife is not wounded anymore. Good for her. Goody, goody, goody. Okay, we can go inside. Oh, what do we have here? I think that is our currently or still... where do we see that? There we go. Still employed mercenaries. You stride into the mercenary camp, surprising Captain Krasimir. Your unannounced arrival with minimal guard is a calculated risk. Oh, that sounds like a Josip thing to do. Your fighters look untested, you observe loudly. Are you certain they're worth even half what you demand? Krasimir reacts angrily. These men have toppled kingdoms and scattered armies twice their size. You turn sharply. Then why haggle over coin instead of proving your worth? True warriors seek glory as much as gold. Nearby mercenaries watch the confrontation. Your boldness has shifted the dynamic, forcing the captain to defend not just his price, but his honor before his own troops. Woo! Yeah, I don't think he is going there just to placate him. Not with that kind of... I think it's a 50% chance, but I'll take it. And it's a successful negotiation. Like, generally, when it comes to these 50-50 chances, or even, like, a 40% chance or something, with Josip, I will gladly take it when it comes to his bravery, right? When he puts himself into a risky situation that he chose, then he will be like, yeah, let's go for it. I'll take the odds. Alright, that's great. We got some more coin. Oh, what's happening here at the royal court? That's Basil. All of a sudden, Archbishop Basil and my personal physician Grobesia barge into the throne room bickering. Wine offends God, it must be avoided, screeches Basil. A bit of wine is healthy for the body, replies Grobesia. What is my position on wine? I don't know. There's me. Oh, look at him being muscular. Wine opens the door for Satan. A little wine keeps the humors balanced. What do we think? I guess again he would not find or look for a option here that reflects his personal feelings, but rather whom he is trying to address here. Because in that case, Basil will lose opinion of us, of course. We need him more than we need him. That's for certain. That would give us some stress, I guess. I don't know, we are a bit stressed. So do we bend ourselves? That is the question here. Do we bend ourselves in order not to offend him? And you know, when I put it like that, I would say no. When I put it like that, I think he would say, "Nah, wine is all right. You just shut up." Can I actually hold court? Yes, I can. Let's do that. Or do we do that? Should we wait until we are actually crowned before we hold court? Makes sense, right? No, that's the wrong one. Coronation. There we go. Now, someone wrote in the comments that Kenin would be the place to do this. Yeah, that's right. As we do see, currently, it would be favorable to do that in Zadar, though, because that is where... yeah, where his father did it. So there's this kind of, like, what do we choose here? Does Josip want to say, I want to be connected to the Croatian kings of old, or I want to be connected to my father and my line? When I think of Josip, I would think he would choose the latter. Because he does not wish to be seen as a king of old, or rather like a substitute for Trpimirović. He would very much go for the notion that he is creating his own dynasty, his own legacy, that the Gusic are actually the new kings and that they have a line now as well, right? So maybe let's keep Zadar. Makes more sense to me. And there we go. We can actually up the whole thing here. That increases magnificence. Activity gets to be significantly more likely to join. What's the other thing that we can do? That one, decreased risk of negative events. No, I think that's something that he would not be so much for. Let's try to go for that one, right? Glory and Splendor. He does want to... I mean, there is this notion, and the game kind of says that. He has a tight grip on his purse and is always looking for ways to engorge it. So that's both parts of greed combined into one. And one of them, I think, is not even greed. Like, having a tight grip of your purse is not being greedy. That's being miserly. Right? Or frugal, if you want to put it in the positive way. And I don't think that's what he is about necessarily. I think he's greedy in a way that he wants more. And he wants to achieve and so on. Yeah, maybe, I guess, not really ambition in that case, because that's a separate trait. More kind of like directed ambition towards something. And that is wealth. Right. and everything that goes with it, right? So power would be part of that too, because that gives you wealth in the end. So yeah, I would think he would invest in this, because that is his defining moment. There can't like, yeah, go light on the coin when this is about his own coronation. Manage the guests. Who else is coming here? Potential lovers. Oh, there is a potential lover. Okay. Well, there's no one. Do we get the head of faith? No! Oh, he will only join an anointment coronation. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. We don't get the Queen of Hungary. That makes sense, because she is currently in a war. We don't get the Empress of the Holy Roman Empire. Jesus Christ. Alright. What do we get, though? Oh yeah, do we get our main men here? Strzezinia is coming. Peta is coming. For some reason, he likes us better now that we fired him from the council. He's such a weird man. Radovan is coming. Ugra is coming. The wife is coming. And that's about it, right? We don't see any Zhupans coming. That could be intentional. And what would we want to do? Impress the attendees? Embrace our supporters? Weaken the detractors? Or exalt the crown? Now that is, you shall be the very image of a sovereign, earning legitimacy, cultural acceptance, and magnificence. That always sounds right to me. The regime will be built by the loyal collaborating to gain prestige from special relations and enrich your realms. Enriching sounds good. With your crowning begins the downfall of claimants and the breaking of factions and confederations. I think when it comes to that, he lacks ruthlessness. Like, yeah, he wants things, but he is an opportunist. He's not someone to openly oppress people, I think. Reverence for your mandate endows coronation sites, artifacts, and oaths with lasting benefices? Like renown. Now, that's not what we do. I think we either impress attendees or embrace supporters. Not really sure who is going to support us here. And do we really want to have this kind of thing where we create a certain divide inside of the realm? I don't think that's necessarily what he would want. So let's go and impress the attendees. I think that's something he can stand for. Right. Messages and servants have been sent out from Zadar for the coronation. Only as the last invitation goes out and the court begins the preparations does it dawn on me that I am finally to be crowned Kralj of Croatia. While I already reign, it is this coronation that shall mark me a true Kralj, and I am ready. There we go, he gained some renown already. Magnificence has been heavily damaged by a faction opposing you. So we already know that there are some people that do not like us. I see. Can we actually... can we invite him retroactively? No, we can't. Oh yeah, by the way, that's sadly... it's like, what's up with her arms? That's Mummy. Mummy is still here. That's good for her. I guess she will support us. That will be good. But yeah, that's a bit of a an issue with the asset there. Right. How long does it take? Just some 40 days. Aha! The wife is also pregnant again. Oh! Oh, that is huge. Damn it! Strzezinia. Why? Oh. Oh. Oh, once seat on the council. That we can give him. Is there any kind of relocation that we can do here? give that to Radovan and then put Vukilo in that position. I guess. Huh. Can we... That's a lot of gold for not a lot of opinion. How about him? Similar. Oh dear. I think these two will oppose us. Huh. Oh, that being said, he's not even here. He's currently just moving over. He is not even here. Can I actually... No, I can't even invite him. Oh dear. Not sure if that's a good thing or a bad thing. The wife is clapping. She likes it. It's like, yeah, look, that's my man. Look at him. With his muscles. And there we go. Ugra is our supporter. Bozhena is our supporter. We have Nikifor as our supporter. Of course, he loved our father. So there we go. And then Radovan is a detractor. That is our brother-in-law. Of course, Petar wants to disrupt loyalists. And then we have this Knez here. We don't even know whom he is. Insini? Why would he... Damn it. Anyways, okay. Guests have come. From near, from far, out of loyalty or curiosity. The crowd swells with faces marked by expectation, calculation, and in some cases, the faintest warmth. I raise my voice just enough to settle the attendees and welcome them to my coronation. Welcome, one and all. Before the coronation can proceed, I must decide who shall preside over the sacred rites. If I am to secure the favor of the clergy, it would be wise to let one of their own oversee the ceremony, granting it the sanctity and blessing that only they can provide. Yeah, again, that's not a thing. That's not a medieval thing, this option here. There we go. I think really, I mentioned that before, but does anyone know any other king/emperor that crowned themselves other than Napoleon? No one comes to mind. There you go. I notice Knez Thomasin casting furtive glances in my direction. He takes a couple of deep breaths and finally approaches me with a respectful bow. He starts, "Dearest Krali, we Dalmatians wish to support you now and in the days to come. The crown will soon rest on your head, but will our customs rest in your heart?" Yeah. I think that is something we can promise him. We know that we rely on the cooperation of the Dalmatians. Currently at 40% acceptance. That's already good. There we go. There's a plus change yearly. So there we go. Otherwise... yeah, we would increase the magnificence, but I think this is something that we would choose here. That's the opportune thing to do. Go with the Dalmatians and make sure that they feel heard and seen. I hear a distinct unfolding of a long scroll. "My lord, Basil," my archbishop says, bowing slightly. "I found this among the oldest Croatian records. It speaks of a vow sworn by the legendary founders of this land, granting rulers to come rights and privileges that time has forgotten." Blagoje, my court tutor, leans in with visible curiosity. "A forgotten promise? This could be interesting," he murmurs. Okay. Rights and privileges. I guess clinging onto the edition in some ways isn't bad. So I guess, yeah, we just take it. Thanks. Kralj Josip, Ban Ugra approaches me with open arms. He folds his arms as a sparrow interrupts him by dancing between his feet. I offer you my unyielding loyalty and support. An alliance between us would be the greatest of honors. I will not listen to sycophants. There you go. No, yes, let's actually do it. I mean, obviously, there's nothing here that we would like in terms of an alliance, but then we would be sure that he remains in our corner. So there we go. My hostage, Juliana, a devout Orthodox, steps forward, her expression solemn and serene. Saint Joseph smiles upon unity among rulers, she proclaims. Permit me to offer you a blessing in the name of God as a gesture of harmony. Borko, one of my loyal supporters, watches closely, intrigued by the gesture. All right. I guess that is an option for him. That is not. That would be an option. But I think, again, from his opportunistic side, and since he is cynical, right? So that is his kind of pragmatism that he brings into it, that he has inherited from his father. Yeah, I think that makes total sense. Zealous, same faith attendee loses 10 opinion. But yeah, that's fine. Alright. Oh, and we observed a good omen. There you go. The flames on the fireplace dance in what looks like a sirtos. What's a sirtos? The door to my chambers opens abruptly, and I hear a familiar voice calling my name. Dear husband, Božena's voice is soft and calm. I know that the day is near where you will look at your reflection on the cold metal and wonder if you're doing the right thing. Let it be known, let it be screamed from every corner of this keep. I will stand by your side. Oh, look at her. She produces a small gift from her pouch. I have commissioned this for you. It's a magnificent brooch. Which will give us... She will like us when we put it on. That's good for her, I guess. Courtly vassal opinion +5. It's not that much of a great brooch. But, yeah, we're a greedy man, so I guess... I guess the other options don't make much sense, right? Yes, sir. Thank you. I shall wear it proudly. That's, these things are magnificent brooch. There's our things. I guess that was the father's one, right? The Castriotic brooch. An ornate brooch of masterful carving. A gift from Kralj Dominika on the eve of, well, his, and that was Prvaneg's coronation. So there we go. Our wives like to gift us with brooches. Well, I guess there are worse things. Worse gifts. While I have been busy preparing for my coronation, my sister and friend, Princess Maria, has really taken charge of things. No servants have bothered me with inanities in days, and I am finally able to focus on the upcoming ceremony. Look at her! Taking charge. That's our sister here. Who's fastidious. Yeah. Oh, I can't do that because I'm not a patriarch. Okay. She becomes exhausted. Okay. She is a model for all my subjects. She truly is a great sister. I guess he takes the asshole option here. Yeah. I guess he already knows she's in his corner, so you'll be like, yes, that is how everyone should behave. Everyone should kind of risk their health for my well-being. Good Krali! I turn around to find Ban Radovan next to a nervous woman. You know that I cherish you, and it would bring me great joy to help you cherish me. That says the one who's trying to disrupt loyalists. Here, I offer you the first and best of my women. Well, what does that mean? What is the first and best of your women? Anyway, I let that slide. Vyekoslava, my well-accomplished caravan leader. May this serve as the start of a friendship between our houses. Well, I can take her as a court jester. That would be like the option that gives him the finger, I guess. I guess I would go with this option here. Like, I don't terribly need her. And I think that is the option here again that would tell him that we just value him. Right? Let's just pick it. Oh, there he is praying. There's a big bushy beard. All preparations are complete. The great ceremonial assembly now awaits in Zadar's high church. To cheers and exultation, my procession parts the town's thronging crowd. My finest knights ride before me, my royal household behind. Peasants teem forth for a glimpse of the soon-to-be Kralj. Atop their parents' shoulders amidst the multitude, Dalmatian children grin. The greatest of moments draws near. There we go, we gained impressed by stately coronation. Oh, that's good. That's good indeed. And the magnificence increases notably. That's also great. Good stuff. Past the estate gates, my royal procession wends its way to a holy altar and waiting officiants. The nobility part for the coming forth of the clergy, their voices raised as one in sacred prayer. Now, the right of the bishop's petition. I am an uncertain figure to these clerics, and they deliver their customary request with true interest. Will you safeguard the faithful as their Kralj? Will you preserve the rights and privileges of God's clergy? I guess I will. Not going to say no to them. Who's that one? Who's that guy? What is he doing? I guess I can invite him to my court. I guess he's kind of useful if we ever need someone in that tutor position again, or do we really need him? I guess I could use him as an antiquarian. Let's invite him. Let's see if we can use him. If not, we can throw him out again. There you go. Oh no! I'm getting ill! During my coronation! God, I pick that option. It's too late for caution. Well, I guess he's not deadly ill. He knows that, right? He's probably has a cough or fever or whatever. Just do it. Okay. Could have got catastrophic. The vassals of Croatia come forth to give their allegiance, one after another, raising open-palmed hands, one after another, bending to give kisses of fealty. As they come, I ponder on the breaths bearing the word Kralj. I feel neither the strain of love nor the tinge of loyalty. Yeah, I guess he would be fine with that. He wants them to be loyal, of course, but then again, coming back to the idea of projecting your own feelings onto others, that would be very much how he would act here. Just try to secure what he can, and yeah, that's it. The senior figures among Zadar's peasants are the next to shuffle forward. Givers of the commons' assent. Of my great power and authority, the bishop warns these stooped elders and asks if they will accept me as rightful Kralj. They voice the customary words well enough, and I promise my protection in return, for my mandate extends beyond highborn priests and nobles, and my home, amidst Zadar's plains, is shared with many a Dalmatian lowborn. Yes, there we have the Dalmatians, with their little spotted furs. The final sacral moment draws near. First, I must be ordained by holy oil, charged as a leader of God's faithful, as one above the common flock. Basil, the shepherd of Croatia, marks me with pungent golden oil on my outstretched hands, my head, my breast, my shoulders, and the bends of my arms. This anointment given unto prophets, priests, and monarchs. I have God's approval, and I feel very greasy. That much is true. Right, I have high anointment. That's good. There we go. Forth come the royal symbols. The gleaming sword is girded to my hip. The beauteous jewels, the glorious mantles are placed upon me. As one, the best of the Kraljevstvo, the magistrates, bishops, knights of the land, cry out the final prayers and the last, God behold our beloved Kralj. Graced by royal treasures, I kneel just this one final time. For the Kralj of Croatia, the Kralj I am about to truly become, he bows only to God. There we go. And it's actually good that we have the crown already, because otherwise, right, we would have this awkward thing where they would have to crown with a makeshift crown. So there we go. With the rites of the Kralj's enthroning complete, the royal consort is now to be properly instated as Kraljica. My wife conducts the rituals with a characteristic attentiveness. A daughter of the Trpimirović, Božena's attentively delivered words bear the marks of her noble Croatian background. Yes, she carries that with her, right? There's this extra legitimacy that we have. Before long, and with great ceremony, Božena's crown is laid on her head for the first time. Kraljevstvo of Croatia acclaims their Kraljica. What? Oh, I'm very proud of her in that moment. He likes her, right? They are friends. The assembly watch me, some with hope, some with doubt, all awaiting for me to speak of my reign and swear to the future. I can hear the questions they do not speak. Will I be just? Will I be fair? Will I measure up to my father? I do not stand here as Kralj to echo the expectations. I have come to choose my own path and the way forward for the Kraljevstvo. Whatever Croatia becomes, whatever I become, begins with this very moment. Right. I have an idea. Again, we're looking for opportune things, right? I mean, the most opportune thing would be to say I provide for the faithful, because we've already done that. Although I'm not sure if we would have to... wait a second. That one here is already built. And that one is already built. So maybe if I pick that option here, I would have to build 3 new ones. One that would include Mokro and then 2 others. And that would be awful. I don't want to build these things anymore. So there we go. We strengthen the house. Okay. I need to have at least 7 legitimate children. We'll be able to achieve that, Božena. Yes, we will, she says. Need to be completed. What needs to be completed? All right, the having 7 children thing. Okay. I get legitimacy, prestige, and renown. Okay, nah. I think I don't need that. Get a Santa, no. Support my knights. Nah. What is that? I swear an oath to conquer new lands for the people of Croatia. The realm needs to have at least have a size of 29, currently 23. Nah, yeah, okay. That would be that would mean that we would have to go heavy on yeah. Leading wars, and again, I'm not sure that we can deal with the Byzantines if we have to. So that's, I guess, not something that we would want to do. Claimant wars. Nah. Alright, I got new Marshall Estates. I guess it's not that bad. Support my knights. I'll stay the F away from that. Legendary hunts are the worst. It's the absolute worst in this game. So, no. Thank you, but no. Shape the realm. The magnificence of the coronation increases notably. Construct or upgrade at least 8 buildings. I guess I would do that. Strengthen the house. I'm kind of looking towards this option here. I mean, I guess it would be achievable. I mean, look at Prvaneg. He was like 42 when he started out, and he had 5 children. I guess I would just have to regularly visit Bojena, and each time, you know, put another bun in the oven. That would be the other one. I was hoping that I get the I need to get the whole the whole de jure lands of Croatia, because that would only mean I have to go get Ragusa. But it's not here in here, sadly. Damn it. What again does that say? Need to construct at least 3 sacred gates. Yes. So I guess... I'm not sure. I am not sure. Because they are already constructed. But does that mean that... That's a kind of... that's something that I don't know it. And I would need to know it before I move on. Because I can't be asked to you know, have 2 more of them. Please no. But then, would the game actually do that? I will really bite myself in the arse if it turns out that way. I guess I could also build them here. But then I would need to conquer, probably Ragusa, and keep it just so that I can build another in here. And that would account for, like, that counting as one that I'm currently building. But it also unlocks the final upgrade, monumental squares. And that would be something that I want, right? Because right now... Alright, yeah, that's the last one here. And that one I would not be able to build if I do not fulfill that oath. This is a risk thing, right? Ah, he is a risk taker, I said that before. Oh god, I'll do it. No! Let me check. Let me check. Don't already have that here. Yes! Yes! Ah. Oh. Okay. So yeah, that was the very opportune thing to do. Just fulfill the oath that the father already had taken. So there we go. Good one, Josip. Very good one. You are the best. The ceremony is complete. Each and every royal honor has been bestowed upon me, unto me. I rise once more, not to promise and command, but to offer sumptuous pleasures. Let these tables be filled, let cups be raised, and let this hall remember joy as well as duty. The assembly, famished from their long vigil over the elaborate rites, rumbles with approval. For now, at least, everyone has something in front of them, other than me. Okay, that's a weird phrasing there, but I'll take it. My acquaintance, Sika, smiles invitingly as she scoots over to me. My implacable acquaintance, such times we have shared, such memories, she laughs. As always, it's a joyful day when I'm blessed with your company. Ah yes, nearby Damjan enthusiastically interjects. People tell the tale of your past, when Sika took part in the magnificent grand wedding between Josip and Bojena. Alright. Oh. Oh, I guess that would be something we would want. Having her as a friend. Does that even mean I could... No. Ah. Her partner is employed by their liege chancellor. And I can't get him. Ah, that's a shame, because she would make a great seneschal, I would assume. I guess we need new people here, right? Oh yeah, first of all, I wanted to find a position for Damian. Right? He needs to be visible. And that's why I want to have him as a personal champion, and he shall compete in our name. That's his job now. That's what he's going to do. And we hope that would please him greatly, and being able to run around the country, and participate in little tournaments and so on, will keep him appeased. Right. Oh, there's Grr again. Grr. What's your name? Grr. Seneschal. Do we even pick him? Like, that maniac here. We've kind of laughed about him before, but he is actually... Or we pick her. Still the hostage from Teofan here. But she definitely knows how to organize a court, and that is something that we like to have, this position. So let's do that. Yeah, she can handle the estate as well. That's also good. I guess we could have her... But she does not need to do that. No one gets better if I do that. So, well, let's let her handle the estate. That's good for me. Let's pick a master of the hunt. He can do that as well. Right? That's... Yes. Yeah, look for dangerous game. Damian, look for it. Look at him go with a little bow. Yes. That's his things now. His sphere of influence. So, there we go. Maman is still here. I guess she's not ready to go into a convent. I guess she would not like that at all. So I might as well just find something for her to be useful. So there we go. Antiquarian. Let's get back to that when the guy that I invited is actually at my court. Right, this will be a very short one then. Because when is that done? In 3 years. Okay, so not that short, but yeah, we'll get there. Great. The proper timing of our next move has become a major point of contention in my court. George and Vasilko are before me now, their opposing views on a critical project threatening to cause a permanent deadlock. My heir is showing promise. My heir? What? Ah. But is still young and reckless. Okay, they are talking about Voinomir, who's, I guess, not supposed to be my real heir. George suggests a slow, careful education to mold them into a wise ruler. Vasilko argues they should be given command of an army at once, believing that only the fire of battle forges true leaders. Ugh. Yeah, I guess. Dithering. His haste leads to disaster. But that one here, for some reason, takes away treasury. And that one here gives us treasury. I guess the option that Vasilko here presents come close to what Josip himself has experienced, because he was pushed into battle as a young man. And I guess he would think that that molded him and prepared him for what he's now doing. So, okay, yeah, you pick that one. It is a joy to see my wife, Kralika Bojena. Once again we eat, drink, and sing together. Look at her being cute. What is she saying? As if no time has passed since we parted last. We could have been dining in a barn, and this would still have been one of the greatest feasts I have ever been to. Ah, what would life be without Bojena? Oh, reinvigorating friendship. There we go. He is very fond of his wife. I know what I said. I just don't understand why you find it so funny. Ban Ugra cocks his head to the side while I withhold my chortle. I haven't told him that what he said could be interpreted as something lewd. I'm having a hard time understanding this dialect, and I heard you are a cunning linguist. I may not be alone in thinking that this is funny either. George spat out some of his drink when Ban Ugra repeated himself. The two could share the same kind of crude humor as I, or they could be offended by it. I won't know what either thinks unless I speak up. Yeah, I guess in that case we would just like explain the innuendo. Oh, and he liked that in the end. Oh, right, that's what you mean. You and Ban Ugra bonded over a lewd joke. Oh, dear Lord. What started as an ordinary feast became an exceptional one thanks to the presence of Ban Radovan. Look at him now. We spoke all evening about all manners of subjects, and as things would have it, we seem to have a lot in common. It's such a good time I had with him. All right. Oh, look at him now. Not being so averse anymore. Oh, what is that? Did Damjan just wound himself? Oh, because Peta is here. Ah. Peta is here. And of course, Damjan approached him. Of course, that's what he would do, right? Yes. And then they kind of ended up in a brawl. I would think this would have gone more violent, to be honest. But I guess they just brawled. Unconcerned with any etiquette, my friend Sika slaps me on the back. I mean it, she exclaims. I'll do anything you ask of me. Anything at all. Just ask me and it's done. I can smell the alcohol on Sika's breath, but the promise has been noted by every guest present. I guess in that case we'll take it. Nice? Yeah. We'll if we are offered something, we'll gladly take it. Does that mean I can invite her now? No, I still can't do that. Hey. My beneficiary, Gordana, approaches me with a thoughtful expression. Is there anyone special to you, my lord? She must read my irritation at such a personal question from my face because she continues. I mean, is there anyone you wish to dedicate your commissioned artifact to? It is turning out well, but a meaningful inscription would make it feel even more personal. Right. I guess we could have that memory of Prvaneg because that is the... he commissioned it after all, right? So it's the Prvaneg hammer or something like that. Yeah. I'll definitely have that one. Alright. What did I promise last night? I cannot remember what led up to it, but I do remember slapping the back of my vassal Knez Nikifor. The slapping of the back, that's kind of a gesture, I guess, right? A binding gesture, it seems. Telling him that I would do anything he asked of me. No, that was the woman. That was Sika, not me. You misremember. Now rumors abound of the oath I swore. I guess in that case I will have to swallow it, right? I don't want everyone here to think lesser of me. And what would do Nikifor in the end? Look at him, he's like, yeah. Okay. I'll do what I can. I have worked tirelessly to promote the glory, to foster the grandness of my coronation. The guests are flushed with the inspiration of what they have witnessed here, radiating admiration. It was a fitting start for my reign as Krali. From the beginning till the end, I spared no effort to impress all of my attendees, friend and foe alike. But my fair-handed presence, my utter focus on the success of this great gathering, what was it all for? Oh. Your culture will get cultural acceptance with your guests' cultures. Ooh. Positive opinion with your guests. Or my legitimacy and prestige. I guess legitimacy is not something that we terribly need because we don't have it currently. It's not a relevant stat. I guess I'll take that one then here again. Right. 4 cultures were affected. Which ones? I guess. Well, Dalmatians, of course. And then I guess also Greeks. There's a 25 acceptance now. That's quite good. Who else? Is anyone... Serbians! Serbians have 58% now. Goody, goody, goody. What is he doing here? Slavic the Cannibal is back. Alright, because he's the father of Tuimus. I see. Slavic the Cannibal is back, ladies and gentlemen. So what is the fourth? Dalmatian, Serbian, Greek, and... I want to know. Hungarian! Ah, of course. And that's at 25% now as well. Good stuff. I think that is a good option. My reign begins. Yeah, we did not get full magnificence, but we ended up at grand coronation. That's good. So, we have sworn the oath. Provide for the faithful. Yes. We have adopted the crowned sovereign law. There we go. That will give us some opinion modifiers. You gained impressive coronation. Oh, tax contribution is plus 10%. That is good. Minority vassal tax contribution is also plus 10%. Great stuff. Prestige and legitimacy gained from oath completion plus 120%. Prestige and legitimacy gained from from supporter vassals present at the coronation. Okay. So we gained 105 influence, 280 prestige, some legitimacy that we don't see anywhere, and because of our impress attendees intent, every county and minority vassal gained 15 opinion of me. There we go. And there it is mentioned. I should have just waited. Dalmatians creations plus 10, Serbians creations plus 10, Greeks creations plus 10, and Hungarian creations plus 10. I think that means that the Dalmatians really are kind of integrated now, are they? 60%. Good stuff. My reign begins. Yeah, Bojana was impressed by this. Good stuff. There again. Why do people not like Bojana? Misguided supporter. Oh, come on, she's not that bad. But I guess that's kind of... He likes that, when people take the fall for him. That's kind of like not him taking personal risks or whatever, but yeah. When people take the fall for him, I guess that's something he can get behind. And I guess that's it. I am at the 2-hour mark, so obviously not much happened today. We hardly moved forward. But we did move forward when it comes to the reign. Now we do have Kralj, Josip, and next time we will see what he's up to. So, yeah, I'll see you then. Cheers. Bye-bye.